Welcome to another non-traditional investment story. Have you ever been so inspired by an experience that you had that you felt compelled to add your energy to it somehow, to invest in it, to tell everyone about it, to express your gratitude for it, and somehow maybe even to make it possible for someone else to have the experience also? The Dog Chapel on Dog Mountain in St. Johnsbury, Vermont is that kind of place for me. Over 30,000 people visit the Dog Chapel each year to experience the heart-opening and enduring vision of an artist named Stephen Hunick. Dog Mountain is Stephen's creation. It includes a gallery, dog trails that wind around 150 acres, and the Dog Chapel, which is the centerpiece and was Stephen's initial inspiration. He got the vision for the Dog Chapel while he was recovering from a 2-month-long coma after a grave respiratory illness. His doctors didn't expect him to live, but live he did, and he had to learn to walk and carve and write all over again. Hunick said the experience made him more tender, more receptive, and more appreciative in general of life. During his recovery, he spent a lot of time with his wife Gwen and his 3 dogs, 2 labs and 1 golden retriever. He thought about life and death, specifically pondering the end-of-life rituals that help us bring closure after the death of a loved one. And one evening during his recovery, as he was using his walker to cross the threshold from one room to the other, an idea just came flooding into his mind. Build a dog chapel, a beautiful place where people could come and memorialize their dog family members that had crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. Even though he was drowning in medical debt at this point, he couldn't get the idea out of his mind. He had a clear picture of an 1820s Vermont church that would blend perfectly into the landscape. Stephen put the word out into the community that he was looking to find salvaged stained glass windows for his dog chapel. And then one day, as he was visiting a gallery, a call came in. The contractor was taking down an old church and had salvaged all of the stained glass windows. And he gave Stephen the excellent price for all of the salvaged stained glass windows of $6,000, which sounded impossible to Stephen. He said he would come look at them, but admitted he would have to find a way to get the money together. An elderly couple that was also visiting the gallery had overheard the call and asked him some questions to understand what was happening. He told them about his vision for the Dog Chapel, and they listened, and they nodded, and they stepped away and talked for a moment. And then they came back and said to Stephen, "We will advance you $6,000 right now for your project if you will agree to build us a maple table." And Stephen said, "You've got yourself a deal. Please don't miss the significance here of people understanding the power of art, of adding their investment and their energy to a creative vision like that. Don't miss that. Without them, this wouldn't have happened. But in 3 years, the vision of the Dog Chapel had been realized. Stephen Hunick pored over every detail, hand carving the pews, adding his trademark dog paintings to the center circles of the stained glass, sculpting a dog angel weather vane, and many, many other details. When he opened the chapel, Stephen invited visitors to pin a picture of their departed, beloved dog family member to the wall in the foyer, and potentially also to write a few lines of tribute and pin that up as well. He imagined over time that the foyer would eventually fill up with dog pictures and tributes, but you can see here how it has evolved far beyond his wildest imaginings. You can feel the love emanating from this building and from all the handwritten notes. It's remarkable. It's a singular experience, and I highly recommend you visit if you ever get a chance to go to the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. My wife Steph and I just visited the Dog Chapel last week to say goodbye, farewell to our best girl, Maggie, a little rat terrier who crossed over the Rainbow Bridge about a month ago, and we miss her. I still feel overcome with gratitude for this amazing work of art and heart. I want it to always be available. I want it to be loved and cared for by the community and for the pilgrims who come to say goodbye. This is my reason for telling this story as an investment story. Sometimes we receive our returns in the form of feelings rather than dollars. And it's important to me to pay these feelings forward. Art heals us, art sustains us, art calls us forward into our best selves. On our visit, Steph and I noticed a real need for some repairs, some fresh paint, for some maintenance of the driveway. This part of Vermont has some very harsh winters, and I overheard the volunteers there talking about the need for additional donations to do the necessary work and repairs. So we just set up regular monthly investments to do our part to pay the beauty, love, and care of this place forward. Let me know if you've ever been to Dog Chapel, and if you have and you are moved by it, consider making a donation. They need it right now.